Welcome to section 8.4 on sex and age determination from analysis of the skull. So when we look at our skull, we can see differences between female and male skulls. This is an example of sexual dimorphism. If we look at our female skull, we're going to see that the features are more delicate and small, whereas the male features are larger and bulkier. And features are going to vary among populations. It is difficult to determine sex of an infant and juvenile remains than compared to adult. And we can appear more female-like in the male and female skulls before puberty. So after puberty is when we start to see the differences. When we look at the shape and structure in different infants and adults, we can see that the cranial sutures are almost fully developed by age 5. We'll also see that a young child's cranium is relatively large compared to their body, and an infant's cranial bones are not large enough to surround the brain completely. So we have these fontanelles in place. These areas where we see fontanelles is where we have our cranial bones interconnected by dense regular connective tissue, and these are called soft spots on a baby's head. They enable some flexion in the body plates during birth so that the head can wedge itself out of the birth canal. We'll see that some of these fontanelles will close relatively quickly after birth, such as the small mastoid or sphenoidal fontanelles, which we can see here, mastoid fontanelle and sphenoidal fontanelle. But then others are going to take longer to close. So for instance, our posterior fontanelle is going to close around 9 months, whereas the anterior fontanelle is going to close around 15 months.